Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, from the list of schools that have been provided by the government and where these skilling programs have been provided, it seems that only government schools have been taken up in the first phase. Now, sir, whether with these skilling programs, whether the government schools have also been provided with adequate infrastructure and training tools so that they can accommodate these skilling programs?
So, all these training programs are done in this 23 government school, and the government has provided honestly infrastructure to do this skilling.
So, what is the kind of additional support that has been provided to these schools to take up the skilling programs?
So, in fact, so this program has been launched in partnership with the service provider. As of now, this service provider, which have been empaneled by NRC, is the Orient EduTech IIM Limited, Laksh, Empower Prakriti, and IL and FS. These are the service provider which help to train the student in this 23 school. So we and the government, we provide this, and these trainers, trainer, they teach the student as per the trade which they are signed the MOU with the government.
So actually that was not the reply I expected, because I was looking at the infrastructural part as well as the training tools. We well understand that in terms of support, it will come from the Government of India as per the NSDC enlisted training providers. But then, sir, our government schools don't have training halls. And here we're looking at IT-enabled services, electronics and hardware, healthcare, travel and hospitality, and various other trades that require special equipments as well as adequate space so that the skilling programs have they meet the objective. So I would request the Honorable Minister to kindly review and perhaps depute teams to ensure that the schools are effectively equipped so that all these training programs can be taken up with the desired objectives.
Yeah. You will look to this.
My point is, at this moment in time, the state and the Northeast as a whole, we are being faced with the largest humanitarian crisis, where about 19 lakh people are being displaced as they cannot prove their credentials of being a citizen of this country. Sir, perhaps this alarming situation has been anticipated earlier and should not be a surprise to all of us. In fact, sir, the outcome of the exercise is expected to have wide-ranging implications on our state, as it will disturb our tribal demography if we cannot contain any attempt from those who have been left out in the list to seek refuge in our state. So, there are already rumors going around that people have started inhabiting some villages in the interstate border and even in few villages across the state, sir. So, sir, the topic of NRC has been discussed time and again, and we have debated upon the constitutional, legislative and administrative safeguards for our state, the tools that we have to deploy to ensure that our villages, our tribal interests, the interests of the state are protected at all costs. However, sir, even without the NRC also, we are seeing that in various villages across the state, in various polling stations, our tribal demography has already been outnumbered. We have been outnumbered, sir. In the absence of any particular system that will ensure that our tribal interests are protected. So, as our LO has already stated, it is time that we empower our tribal institutions so that we can allow them to act in the interest of our state. And a continued delay in this regard will perhaps will not enable us to restrain the inflow of people and again compromising our demography. So these loopholes have also been taken advantage of by vested interests time and again. So sir, I would like to bring to the notice of the government. On one hand, as we are trying to put in a legislative and administrative measure to control the inflow of people from outside the state, being citizens and non-citizens. So there is this system that has been started by the Election Commission now, where a listed voter can introduce, so I'll use the word in quotes, introduce, a fellow citizen so that he can be enlisted in the voters list. So in such a situation, has the government thought of scrutinizing this kind of an exercise? Do we continue to allow such kind of an exercise to happen? Because of the NRC, we know that the tools that have been utilized in the NRC exercise was one of the tools was the electoral list of 1971, where people have used it to show the descendancy. So at this time, sir, this method taken up by the Election Commission to allow one listed voter to introduce another, I think will prove detrimental for the future of the state, sir. So therefore, sir, I implore upon the government to ensure strong safeguards through legislative and administrative processes to protect the interests of our genuine citizens in the anticipated fallout of the NRC exercise in Assam, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I also rise to support the cut motion as moved by the Honourable Member from Molai, because I have a few concerns on the engagement of these lawyers that have appeared on behalf of the state government in the Honourable NGT as well as in the Honourable Supreme Court. So as per the supplementary demand that has been placed, it appears that the government has already spent the amount, and this supplementary demand is only to regularize the expenditure. So I think the effort to put up a fight in the Honourable Supreme Court was with the intention to lift the NGT ban on rat hole mining. That was, I think, the entire intention and objective of the government. So, sir, I think the appeal in the Honourable Supreme Court was also with that objective only. So, has the effort been fulfilled? Is it a fact that rat hole mining has been allowed and NGT ban has been lifted? That is my first concern. And as per the reply to the 0-hour discussion brought yesterday, sir, extensive reply by the Honourable Deputy CM, we have now been informed that, quote, coal mining shall be allowed in the state, subject to compliance of provisions of the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957, Mineral Concession Rules 1960, Mines Act 1952, Coal Mines Regulation 2017, and Environmental Protection Act 1986. So my question is, sir, whether this was the intention of the state government so that all the union laws and mining operations become applicable to the state through the case that we have fought in the Supreme Court. So sir, it is also informed that the mining lease will not be issued by the state government anymore, but it is the private and community owner of land who is entitled to grant mining lease for minerals owned by them. So this implies various things as part of the judgment which we have gone through. The state government has been disempowered and the decision entirely now lies with the landowners or the lessor. The company that has the intent to lease the mines, the lessee, and the central government who has the power to give the clearances. So what is the role of the state government now, sir? Therefore, sir, I feel that the lawyers engaged for the fight, the rights of the people of the state, has actually ended up disempowering the state, sir, of its control and authority. Was this the intended objective of the government? Fearfully, sir, this judgment has also opened up the opportunity, which I feel personally, sir, for uranium mining in the state, sir. Why, sir? Because so far, the district council had the authority of issuing an NOC for the mines that are either coal mines or, for that matter, sir, in this perspective, the uranium mining was blocked only by the district council not issuing NOC. Now, sir, with this Supreme Court judgment, you've seen that the state government has been pushed aside, the district council has been pushed aside, and now various minerals across the state have been opened up for mining, sir. And it is now at the discretion of the landowners and the understate leasing entities that can explore minerals across the state. So, sir, what constitutional safeguards? My question is, what constitutional safeguards do we have now? Or legislative tools do we have to protect our uranium deposits as a fallout of the Supreme Court judgment? So, sir, these are some concerns. Therefore, I rise to support this motion and would like to seek clarity from the state government, sir. Thank you, sir.